everyone, and welcome to Up and Out with LaPortia. I'm your host, of course. Our next guest is an established and nationally recognized skincare expert, podcast host, and entrepreneur. In a world full of filters, she's bringing the real and unfiltered perspective on her journey through life, business, and of course, skincare. Welcome the one and only Angel Martinez. What's up, girl?
Hey, I'm so excited to be on. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm doing great.
We've already been chatting it up behind the scenes, y'all. Okay, so I have so many things I want to ask you, but we only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to get right to it.
Yes,
What
let's do it.
made you start Angel Aesthetics?
Yes, so I've been actually in the skincare industry for about 17 years now.
Okay.
And I started my own business about 8 years ago. My great aunt was a nurse for a dermatologist, and we used to get dropped off at the school bus, used to drop us right smack in front of the dermatologist's office. We'd go behind the scenes and I would sit there and look at skin tags, warts. And so I was so intrigued with skincare since a young age.
Yes.
But starting my own business, to be honest, I never thought I would do it. It was something that I feel like God just led me into this path.
Yeah.
And, I went through every door that was opening for me. And this is my 8th year actually in business. So I'm excited.
Okay, you better do it. I love that. Sometimes, what's the saying? We plan life and God laughs. So, it's just so funny how that worked out. But now,
Yeah.
you also have a podcast called It Hurts to Be Pretty, all right?
Yeah.
Where you dive into fillers and filters and so much more. What made you want to start that? I love the name of that.
Thank you. For me, I've been through a lot in my life as a young girl and as a single mom. I have 3 older kids now that are out of high school and they're like in their 20s.
Okay.
But in my journey, it hurts, right? And then at work, I had to put on this like, okay, girl, get it together. You're seeing people all day, but also in the industry that I'm in, it hurts to be pretty because you're talking Botox, fillers, lasers, chemical peels. So that alone, the reward is great, but it does hurt to be pretty.
Tell me about it. Okay, so I want you to educate me on some things. What
Yeah.
exactly are fillers and how do they help or hurt?
Okay, I was just talking with a friend last night. So fillers have been around for about 20 years. And we have seen in the last 2 years a increase in people taking out their filler. Now, not to say that filler is bad because we do love filler, but the Kylie Jenners came out and the big lips and the big fish lips, and people were like, oh, I want the big lips, I want the brat doll look. And people didn't realize that filler actually can morph the body, the face, the lips, and make you look distorted. And so now they're learning, like, wait, you see certain people, and I hate to call them out, but like Madonna's one of them, where you look at Madonna or Black China and you're like, okay, what happened? Where did she go wrong? And so what happens when they get filler, which is about $800 to $1,000 a syringe, they kind of get addicted to it. So I think the biggest thing that people think that filler does, that it slows down aging, and it doesn't. In fact, no, it does not. So that's why my age group, which is 40s and older,
okay,
a lot of people were getting filler upon filler upon filler. So you see the Courtney Cox and the Madonnas that almost looked morphed into an alien like, right? And now they're trying to reverse it. So I love filler. It's hyaluronic acid. Your body naturally produces it. And in fact, I actually dissipated my filler back in February.
Okay.
I took out my lip filler. I didn't want the big lips, and I went with a more natural lip because I feel like at my age, I want to age gracefully. Yes. And I think that is more popular now than as before. People were trying to be like, shit, I'm not 20. What's happening?
Yes.
We went into panic mode.
So, you answered literally so many of my next questions. My producer was like, "Oh, she answered that. She answered that." That's what we call.
Talk about this all day.
No, that's what you call a solid response, Angel. All right, so you noted about like wanting to age gracefully. I'm curious. Do you think that the more natural look is coming back? And honestly, what is natural these days, Angel? Technically, what is that?
people say, I can sit here and say, like, I have a more natural look, but I got my titties done. I have some lip filler, like, let's be honest. I think doing it gracefully and doing it
Yes.
with taste. So I think a more natural, tasteful look is coming back, and people are realizing that Botox and filler is not reversing their age or taking care of the health of their skin. What it's doing is morphing their look, making them have the big cheeks, the big chin, the big lips. And even men, I feel like, I was talking to a guy last night and he goes, it just looks ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
when women have those big lips, it's like you don't know what to look at. So a more natural look is coming back. Like Pamela Anderson is definitely making it more
I saw
popular.
that.
Yeah, and I love it too. I think she looks gorgeous with the
Me
no
too.
makeup look. Alicia Keys went into the whole, back before it was even trending, Alicia Keys was putting in the no makeup look, which I think a more natural but also tasteful. Like, I'm not against filler, but I think people are getting more educated now in exactly what filler is, and they don't want to look like their aunties at the barbecue with the
Yep.
big old cheeks and the big old lips and the fur coat. They're like, well, I don't want to look like auntie. I don't want to
I
look
know that's
like
right.
auntie.
So I'm curious. All right. So I have recently really started to dive into my skincare, Angel. And so I use niaminoside. I use
Right?
a bit of retinol,
Yes.
if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and hydrochloric acid, I believe.
Okay, so you saw that on TikTok?
Yeah, so I try. Well, I didn't see it. I just was at the store and I was like, "Listen, I need a good moisturizer." And the woman was like, "Oh, use this. It'll be good for your skin." And I was like, "I don't want all the works and all that good stuff. Am I on the right track or what?"
I think you're missing. So you have a retinol, and that's key, because a retinol, a vitamin a retinol, retin A, call it what you want, they're all the same thing. That is one of the only proven ingredients to actually penetrate to the dermis out of everything on the market. A vitamin A, so you're on the right track with that.
Okay.
Niacinamide is great. It helps hydrate, it helps replenish the skin, but I think you're missing one thing, and that's a vitamin C. And
Oh,
a
okay.
vitamin C is another ingredient that people overlook, or they're using the wrong kind, and that's actually going to brighten the skin. Doesn't matter what color you are, whether it's Caucasian, Hispanic, you need a vitamin C to bring that vibrance in your skin.
Okay. And also, when should we? I'm in my 20s, right? When do I start worrying about skin tightening?
Now, Now, I think the biggest thing with anyone of color is that we were never taught to wear sunscreen,
You know.
because you're like, we're fine. We don't sunburn. You're
Yeah.
fine. You don't need sunscreen. But guess what? You do, because the only thing that ages the skin, other than stress and everything else with the pollution, is definitely the sun. So even though you're of color, you got to wear your SPF. I'm sorry to break it to you, because say someone of color
I'm
has
started.
acne and those marks turn dark, almost black looking in the sun. Guess what? They're turning even darker than that. So anything in the sun breaks down the collagen. Not to be afraid of the sun, because we all need sun. We need about
Yes.
20 minutes of the sun. I love it too, but I think also you need it in small doses, but definitely need to wear your SPF.
I love it. Oh, okay. Listen, y'all. Angel knows what she is talking about out here. She's like, "Oh, you're missing this. You need to do this." And I love it. Okay, so my last question to you is, at least for this interview, I have to have you back because I feel like you could teach us so much about skincare.
Yes.
What is the Mile High makeover that you're working on? What is that?
So I have a patent pending trademark treatment called Mile High Makeover, and then I also have a trademark called After Sex Glow.
Oh, I love
Um,
it.
but the Mile High Makeover, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
But it is a combination treatment that I use to treat sun damage, melasma, anyone that has patches of discoloration, and in 7 days they come back. They have a peeling process, and then they significantly reduce their age by like 5 to 10 years. But it's not the end all be all. You have to upkeep. I told someone today, it's like going to the gym but not eating right, drinking all the time, not taking vitamins. Like, you have to, you need the other, and it works beautifully, right?
I love that. Okay, you're definitely a skincare expert. I You definitely know what you're talking about. No wondering you have such a huge following across social media. I know I'm about to follow you and be tuned in to all of the keys. All right. And I cannot wait to have you back, Angel. Thank you so much for joining me today.